So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. Crazy Cat Lady Gamer Reviewer or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment purposes.
Hey, hi everybody, Martha here, and this is from the greatest well, channel on earth, that only I wish. Um, I'm I'm reviewing The Greatest Showman on Earth, which is based off T. Bardum's life. It's a musical. I would say like my favorite song off of this was the beginning song. Though that song is kind of I had turned up the volume because how quiet Hugh Jackman decides to speak. Um, my least favorite song was the second song because he carried that song way too long in this movie. It was like I don't know, they sang that song for like 10 minutes. Felt like when I was watching the movie, like we. So this is about P.T. Barnum's life, like I said, and it I don't know how accurate it is or not, but because I don't know much about T. Barnum. This is what I know about T. Barnum. He's a circus guy. He was a circus guy during the 1800s. Um, he helped. He in this movie they make him look like he helped people who had disabilities and who had sicknesses and help races and but I don't know how accurate that is in real life. Um, but I do know that I heard that he wasn't very nice to the animals, but not many people were back then. So yeah. Anyway, so this is like I said, this takes place during the 1800s because I looked it up when he died. He died 1990, something like that. He had a stroke, so it has to take place during the 1800s, and it shows like how he like bought a museum by trading a lot of his home money work that he has after he worked at the bank, and after the bank went bankrupt, and he went to a different bank to get a loan to order by a museum. It was a clay museum in the movie, and um, he decided to make it into a circus building where he would have animals and people with disabilities and sicknesses and races could go and do a bunch of cool stuff. And like my favorite one was the girl who does the acrobatics ones. That one who does the trapeze stuff like that, and does like the flips in the air. She was my favorite one out of all of them. And to me, since nowadays we treat blacks different than we did back then, um, I didn't think anything was wrong with her. I had to remind myself back then were treated differently. Like I couldn't like asking what's wrong with her. Nothing. She's not she's not like the others, but but in a way she is. So even I don't know her. I'm trying to remember her actress's name. She looks so familiar, but I just can't pick what other movie I know her from. And I do like her and Zac Efron's relationship, even though I'm not really a big fan of Zac Efron, but I did like him in this movie. I like Hugh Jackman in this movie. Both of them were great. Um, he has a great singing voice. I had to keep on reminding myself this is a guy who's done Broadway, and we already know where Zac Efron got his musical stardom from, High School Musical, and he was also on Hairspray, which I've not seen, but I know he had to do great in that movie too. Um, and so it's a whole bunch of different people. He gets like a midget, a girl who has a beard. He gets a wolf man. He gets a very tall guy, probably about like 7 feet tall or taller. He gets a guy who's overweight. Um, and he gets a guy that's covered in tattoos. And I think he gets a girl that has really like white hair or something like that. And that's the only ones I can think at the top of my head. Um, and he allows them to be a part of a circus, and he allows them to be treated right, even though they do each other. All of them who are inside the family treat each other right. Like he also has 2 daughters, one who wants to be a ballerina, and one who's too young to really know what she wants to do yet. And he has a wife whose parents do not like him because Peter Bardem started off living on the streets and had a drunk dad who was a tailor, and thought that he wouldn't be able to take care of their daughter. So, and in the end, he does prove them right. I mean, he does have a little mishap in the middle, but that wasn't really. It was kind of his fault, kind of not, but because after he recruited Zac Efron's character Carter, I think his name was, to be his apprentice, who would take care of the circus when he passes away, and um, I did like that part too, because that dance in the bar was pretty good. How he recruited Carter to take care of things, and how he, and like I said, I like their his relationship with the trapeze girl, and how that's handled. How back then that kind of relationship would not be accepted in that time period. So like his parents don't like it. Every time they see them together, every time somebody sees them together, it's not accepted. So I don't know if that really happened. If this is a Carter existed and he was actually with a trapeze girl, but he if that happened or not. But if it did, I hope this was the way it was handled, because since back then that kind of religion was not acceptable. And but I didn't like that scene in the bar. Um, those two can dance really well, and I like the fact that Hugh Jackman can still dance even at his age. So, and um, I do like the way he treat how his daughters look up to him and stuff like that. Even though there was one time where his daughter was mad at the fact that he wanted to quit ballet because the other girls thought she smelled like peanuts from being in the circus, and he tell her you can't quit, because and he knows that there's kind of a bad guy in this movie, but we find out that he has his own opinion why he doesn't like the circus. He's a critic. He doesn't like, so he says you guys are frauds, stuff like that. But later on, after the fire happens at the end of the movie, he reveals that he does not like it, but he understands why other people do like it is because of how the people were treated part of the circus, and it's basically about humanity, and if you think about it, and stuff like that. So I did like that part about them but and the fact that they did have people who protest against the circus and jerks who would burn down the circus. So um, they showed they had they show another way they showed how what time period happened in the movie. Having you look up what time period is this took place is you look at who's the Queen of England at the moment, who's in England at the time, which is Queen Victoria, and she was queen during the I think during the late 1800s because she had things to do with civil war. So this is during the late 1800s. So you can tell by who's if you know your history like me, you know how to tell what time period it is by who's king or queen in particular country. Since they did not go to the presidency, that was not even addressed in this, but they just said Queen Victoria was queen of England at the time, and they went to go and see her. P.J. Barnum, he also bought the circus attendants with him, and I guess she wanted him to introduce an opera singer and stuff like that. And this is when Kurt Carter his parents see him with Sharon Peace, and they don't like it at all, and um, the circus people want to go into the dress, want to go on the ball, and he also talks to the Peter Barnum also talks to his wife's parents, and they were trying to make it look like they accepted him, but they never will. They never will. His dad will never like him. It's not really given what the mom thinks. It's mostly what the dad thinks. The dad will never like him, cause so, and no matter what he does, and he lets him have it. And so he asked the opera singer that, will you let me go with you on a tour, and I get 20% of your tour, of this tour, and stuff like that. And she agrees with it. And this is when the circus members do go into the ball and want to be with everybody else. And I did like that song that they sing in this one too. A lot of the songs that they do play in here are already were songs before they showed on the movie. They weren't ones that this movie made up, like a lot of musicals. But it's okay. I'm sometimes okay with that, but it's kind of weird them playing these songs singing these songs in the 1800s, where these songs weren't even thought of. But it's okay. It's all right. I get they do fit with the movie, but I found it kind of weird. So stuff like that. And when they get back home, this is when he goes on tour, and his wife does not like the fact that because I guess she's starting to get jealous of of the life and of the fact that he may like this opera singer, and the opera singer does end up making a move on Barnum, but by kissing him eventually, and she finds out the worst way. She just reads about a newspaper after the fire happens, because while he was on tour with the opera singer, Carter was the one who was in charge, and the ones who were against the circus attacked Carter and the circus people, and that's when the fire happens. And when he gets home, he has to go and make sure everybody's okay. Everybody gets out. He goes in there and saves Carter because Carter thought his trans piece girl was still in there, and so but she got out, and so he went back in to get Carter, and he almost died from the fire, and the trans piece girl stays with him while Barnum feels sorry for himself from losing his wife because his wife ends up leaving for finding out a kiss and finding out that the fact that he did use a lot of his money in order for him to go on the tour from his Oldham, and they end up being evicted from the house that he bought them for from all the money he made from the circus, and so she's had to go back home and take the kids with her. And so he goes to the bar feeling sorry for himself, and the circus people come and try to comfort him and tell him, you helped us feel comfort and feel welcome and feel like they belong in this world, and they want to say thank you for everything, and they're trying to make him feel better and make him go and give back his wife, stuff like that. So the movie ends with Carter being in charge of the circus, and she decides to Barnum decides to retire from being the circus ringer and just live with his wife and his kids. So, like I said, two things I told you I didn't like. So, but it was still a good movie nonetheless. I liked it. It was really good. I've wanted to watch this movie for a while, but it was on Disney Plus, so I decided I might as well watch it. So I'm gonna give this movie a 8 out of 10. Sully. What do you think, Mr. Ring Kitty? Are you Mr. Ring Kitty? Huh? Yes, I'm Mr. Ring Kitty. Get this hat off my head. So, what do you give it, Sully? I give upper pies! So, we'll see you guys later. Bye. I'm probably going to listen to that first song eventually again. All the way through, because they did not play that song all the way through. Really, so, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.